It's showtime. That's what the little countdown thing on my go live video told me when it was counting down. It actually counted down the minutes to the seconds to letting me know exactly when I was supposed to be going live. But welcome to Unlock Your Bliss. My name is Jamie Drew. I am your host today. And I'm wearing these glasses today because they make me feel so good. They make me feel so empowered and like letting you know, like, it is time. It is time for you to get the Bliss Code, like big energy. Okay. That's what these glasses give me. But they're a bit heavy, so I'm not going to wear them the entire time. But I just wanted to show up with them, show up big. Okay. So, welcome. Okay, we're here to learn about you unlocking your bliss. So, as you come in the room, make sure you say hello, you hashtag live. If you're just watching this on the replay, then hashtag replay. But you definitely need to share this and be in the building because this is my gift. This is what I just realized what I'm here on the earth to do is to show people how to live a better life, to live a life of pleasure, and to unlock their bliss, which is why I have, called my business the Bliss Code because I unlock the code. I'm here. I'm over here, y'all. I'm over here living on the other side. So I'm trying to show you how to do the same thing. So I want to bring you balance to your life. I know you're probably looking for balance and empowerment in your life, right? You want to see a big change. And obviously, if you're watching this, you feel like you are somebody that's capable of making the change. Otherwise, you really wouldn't waste your time. So we've already got one thing out of the way is that you're the creator, right? You are the creator. You are capable of making this shift in your life. And that's exactly what I'm here to teach you, to discuss in your Bliss Code. So go ahead, get yourself, I got my water, get yourself something to drink because I'm going to be here for a little while to discuss that with you and just kind of answer your questions that you've had. Some people sent me questions ahead of time, and we'll be addressing those as well. So as we continue, go ahead and put your questions in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get to them. A lot of you are going to have the same questions over and over. You're going to be going through the same things, so a lot of these things that I talk about, you can relate to. So here's some of the things that people told me from the beginning that they were struggling with. They're trying to establish balance. First of all, the person said functional balance. So it's like, okay, I guess they don't want to be burnt out or overwhelmed or, have what they consider balance to be in their mind, because this is really all mindset to take over their life. We have people who need their load lightened, who are taking on too many things, too many responsibilities. They're getting overwhelmed. Okay, maybe this is you. Maybe I should talk to you. You're getting overwhelmed. People that are trying to navigate certain challenges in their life or big changes in their life, like divorce or starting businesses, starting nonprofit organizations, whatever it is that you're doing. People that want to achieve well-balanced living and managing their emotions around toxic people. So I know that's a lot, right? It's basically all the same thing as like people going through certain transitions in their life, big transitions in their lives, little transitions in their lives, but they're definitely in a transitional period. And you're like, okay, this isn't working for me. And I need something that's going to turn it all around. Right. And believe it or not, like all of these things have the same answer to them. And I've been able to figure that out through working on myself and my journey and my self-love and self-care journey. And it really just comes from within, with you loving yourself and feeling like you are the prize to be won, putting yourself on a pedestal and making sure that you make yourself top priority. Once you start to think in this way, that's when things will start to really change and really shift for you. that is when you'll start to see the things in your life to like really magically appear. And this is what you need to start thinking, is that you need to start thinking, okay, I am number one in my life. It's like you need to go around, you need to like be wearing a mask of you're a different person. You've unlocked the code. Now you're this completely different person. You have to completely step into and shift into this person that you want to be, and really think of your lifestyle from the place of that person, or you're not going to get what you want. Okay. I mean, I have worked with so many people over the years, like struggling with different things, and they just do not realize that they are the common denominator. So they don't want to take responsibility for what it is that they have going on in their lives. And I know it's a really hard thing to have to take responsibility for everything that you've got going on in your life, because then it becomes, well, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I behaving like this? Why would I put myself in this scenario? But you have to realize that in order for you to escape the scenario, you have got to no longer be the victim. So many people just want somebody else to relate to them or vindicate them in some way or feel sorry for them. Let me move this a little closer because I feel like y'all need to get in this energy with me. You need to fully understand this, or you will never escape. Okay, all these problems that I was talking about before, having balance in your life, or people wanting to lose weight, or people wanting to have a significant love change in their life, or wanting to do better in their business, or managing stress, or whatever, you have to know that you are going to be the one to be able to unlock this yourself. Now, even with me, I have the methodology, I have the know-how, I know how to do all the things. I can tell you all the things, but you are going to have to do them yourself. Yeah, ouch. Somebody said ouch in the comments. Look, you are going to have to do this yourself. Nobody is going to be able to come in here and swoop, put on their Superman cape and save the day for you. It's going to have to be you, and what boundaries you set specifically around yourself in your life. You have to start seeing yourself like, if the world is a stage, right? You have to consider yourself the main character. And even if you consider yourself to have responsibility over others, and you're a giver, and you have a calling on your life, and you're supposed to be this leader, and you're going to be a servant leader, and you're not going to get the best of the best, and you are doing those people that you're serving, you're doing them an injustice if you are not taking care of yourself properly, if you are not putting yourself on a pedestal. A lot of people like to get mad when preachers and pastors and stuff have a lot of money, or they drive a nice car, or, they take home a lot of money from the congregation, and they have a big house, and they have nice clothes, and they eat well and all this kind of stuff. If you consider this person to be a healer, why would you want that person to walk around and be broken? How are you going to receive the best of the best from a broken person? So with that being said, in that same light, how are you going to give the best of the best? If you consider yourself to be a leader, if you consider yourself to be the best of the best, top notch, you want to have your own business, you want to be an example for your family, you want to overlook other people's toxic behavior, you're better than that, then you have to be better than that. You have to actually embody this better state. You cannot keep going around trying to convince everybody that you are just like them. You cannot keep going around putting yourself down, having negative self-talk, thinking that you should be an underling. You have to put yourself on the top if you want to be on the top. That's where it is. If you want to have top-notch thoughts, if you want to live a top-notch life, which is all of these things that you're asking for, balance in your life, lightening your load. Okay, lighten your load then. Like, it's literally just that simple. And a lot of you feel bad and feel guilty, especially if you're a parent if you have to lighten your load. But you have to start understanding that you are not giving your best. You are not bringing your best to the table if you are not taking care of yourself, if you're not doting on yourself. Okay. I used to work for this company. I'm not even gonna say her name because whatever. They had this saying, okay, WIFM with them, that they would always say, and they would talk about what's in it for me. Okay. And they weren't talking about us as staff, they were talking about like how when you go and look for a job, you need to be kind of like interviewing that job, like what's in it for you. That's what you need to be thinking about instead of like, people always come from a place of lack. Like, okay, when I'm dating, I don't have this man. So let me tell him all the things I can do. Or when I'm in this job interview, let me tell them all the things, that I can do. Let me just show myself. No, you have to start to think, what is in it for me? Because if you are putting yourself on a pedestal and you are top notch and you are the best of the best, then that's the mindset that you will be coming from. And this is how you need to begin moving through the world. This is the core concept of what I'm trying to get you to understand with the Bliss Code. This is what I have unlocked. This is the true way of unlocking your bliss. This is the way that you're going to get all of those things that you desire. And this is the only way that you're going to get them, by thinking from the space of that person, by embodying that person who is going to be receiving these desires that you are wanting. So if you want to know what the problem is, why you can't unlock your bliss, why you don't have balance in your life, why you haven't lightened your load, you're not setting those boundaries, it's because you haven't chosen to. That's what the problem is. You have not yet chosen, you have not decided that you deserve these things. If you feel like, listen, if you're like, I was made by the creator, like, look at me. I was made by the highest being in existence. A machine hasn't even caught up to thinking like me yet. A machine can't fluidly move their hands and everything like I can move my hands and body. A machine can't even grow hair like I can grow hair. If you start to think of yourself in this way, like, oh my goodness, look at me. I am the best of the best. I am this person who I desire to be, then you'll begin to start thinking from a place of that person. You will begin to embody that person. And that is the way to unlock your bliss and start to think from the place of this person and start to think, well, what would I be doing? What would I be saying? How would I be acting? How would I be behaving if I was already in the place of this person? If you have more questions, put them in the comments. I'm going to go to some of your questions here in a minute. Even if you are watching this as a replay, go ahead and put in your comment or your question because I will get to them. This is literally the answer to all your questions, all the things that you want to be thinking, that the answers to everything that you want is by you stepping into your authentic self and deciding what it is that you want for yourself. I know some people, right? And it might be you, that refuse to drink water at work because they know they're going to have to get up and use the bathroom. This is the mindset. When I talk about mindset mastery, this is what I'm talking about. You have to start to believe that you deserve something better. You have to start putting yourself up there on the best rung. And why not? like I said, you have to start to think, what is in it for me? So what's in it for you not drinking the water? Dehydration. Oh, I'm dehydrated. I'm always dehydrated. I can't lose the weight. Oh, your pee smells strong, all of this. Your doctor's telling you that you're dehydrated. You're having pains inside of your body because you're dehydrated, because you have decided that continuing to do the work, to continuing to skip your lunch break, continuing to neglect yourself is more important than your physical health, than your hydration. That's what you've decided to do. That's what you've decided to do. Is say, I'm not going to drink water today, or I'm not going to drink a lot because I don't want to have to keep getting up and using the bathroom. What you're telling yourself is, I'm not worthy of taking a break. And the more you show your mind and your body that this is the vibration that you're in, of neglecting yourself and not caring for yourself, the more it will continue to show you the same things. The more it will continue to say, well, I'm dehydrated, so I'm not going to function properly. And I'm going to keep giving you opportunities where you'll have more and more to do, because obviously you don't want to get up. That's what you're telling yourself. That's what you're telling your mind and your body. You're telling yourself that you are not even worthy to get up and use the bathroom. You are like you were in elementary school, where you have to raise your hand before you get up and use the bathroom, and you don't realize how ridiculous that is. And you're wondering why your life is not balanced, why your body is responding a certain way, why you have these certain ailments. Your self-talk is terrible. You're telling yourself that, oh, because I reached 30, I'm going to have aches and pains now. Oh, because I reached 40, I'm going to have aches and pains now. You're telling yourself this. This is what you're telling yourself that you are worth. So when I work with my clients, I take them all the way down to the root. I'm like, listen, I don't offer quick fixes. I never have, and I never. If you want the quick fix, I don't know, go out and buy a supplement or something. That's what people normally do. They go out, they say, oh, this laxative is going to help me lose weight, or whatever it is, or this cream is going to help me look younger, or whatever it is. It's always the basics. It's always the long route. So when I work with my clients, I take them all the way back to the beginning of self-reflection, so that you can understand who you are. When they take my questionnaires and stuff like that, and they answer these questions, I listen, I'm like, let's look at how you are viewing the world through this lens. I take them all the way back to what it is they're consuming. What are you watching? What it is that you're saying to yourself in the mirror the first thing you get up? What is the first thing you say to yourself? Are you like, oh, damn, this big ass stomach. Oh my gosh. Oh, you look a mess. Oh, girl, look at you. Is that the first thing you're saying to yourself when you wake up? Like, I take them all the way back to start observing themselves and the things that they're doing, and that they are too busy, or whatever it is. Like, what is going on? Because there is no cookie cutter approach. Okay. There is no cookie cutter approach for the way to do things. This is your life. So we have to look at what it is that you are doing, so that you can become your authentic self and discover who you are. That is where your bliss lies, by you starting to get to know yourself, and then starting to discover your strengths and what it is that what areas you are weak at, and what areas you are strong in, and which areas are taking up most of your day-to-day life. Okay. That reprogramming yourself is key to shifting. Yes. I'm so thankful that you said that word, reprogramming. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And if you are familiar with manifestation techniques, the laws of attraction, the law of assumption, hypnosis, Even method acting, okay, for my creatives out there, if you know what method acting is, the greatest actors, in order to fully embody this character that they're getting into, they start to change their behavior and start to change their mind and start to behave from the place of this new being, this new character that they're going to be on screen. Okay. And that is you completely shifting your mindset, completely shifting yourself, completely diving into character to get to the place of who that is. So if you know, like, about people that have done method acting, like Jim Carrey or just other people like that, where they're like, okay, this role, even like Will Smith for like the Muhammad Ali movies and stuff like that, like, you just know, like, the best actors, right? They get into character. They lose the weight, or they gain the weight, or they go work out, they work out the muscles, whatever it is, they go and they become this character, right? They put on the hair, they put on the makeup, they fully embody, they go through life as a dress rehearsal of this person. So let's go to, okay, let's talk about, let's go through some of your questions that some people asked me before I went live. Okay. Can I share some insights on managing emotions during difficult conversations, especially with toxic relationships? Okay. You have to decide, number one, that you are better than this conversation. You have to come from a place of a person that doesn't deal with this. Okay. So one thing you have to do is stop worrying about other people's feelings, because you have to decide, okay, am I more worried about this person's feelings, or am I more worried about my particular well-being? Okay. There's people out there who won't eat healthy because they don't want to make somebody feel bad about eating healthy. They go to dinner at somebody else's house and they decided they don't want to make the other person feel bad by not eating their food. So they decide that they're going to go ahead and eat what's already given to them instead of making a better conscious decision for themselves. Okay. So this is something really difficult for a lot of you to get over. Like, for instance, what if I decided, okay, I'm a vegan. So I decided that I'm going to go over somebody's house. Somebody has Thanksgiving or whatever, and they have all the meats, they have all the cheeses out there. And I decide I don't want to make them feel bad by not eating their food. So I'm not going to be a vegan anymore. I've decided that I'm going to do this. Or I go over somebody's house that is, okay, in my previous work, I used to go over a lot of people's houses that were drug addicts, because that was the field of work that I worked in. What if I decided I don't want to make them feel bad for their drug habit, so I'm going to go ahead and do it with them? This is the mindset that some of you are practicing. So instead of removing yourself from the toxic situation, instead of deciding that you're not going to partake in it, instead of deciding that you're not going to spend a lot of time with these people, you decide to spend time with them, overspend time with them, over communicate with them, because you don't want to make them feel bad. Or either that, or you're addicted to the circumstance, or you're like, oh, what can make me feel bad today? You wake up in the morning thinking about what can make you feel bad today. Oh my gosh, I gotta go. Oh, I gotta deal with so-and-so. You have already decided that it's going to be shitty. So you need to embody this person that doesn't care about these toxic people, that doesn't spend a lot of time with these toxic people, that when they start being toxic, that you turn the other way, that you say, oh, look at the time, I gotta go. And you don't have to be mean about it. Just remove yourself. Like, it's just that hard. It's just that simple. Remove yourself. But you don't want to look bad. You don't want to make the other person feel bad. You're so worried about how it's going to look, what the other person's going to think, that you decide to continue with these toxic people. You decide that not only are you going to deal with these toxic people, but then you're going to go complain to somebody about it. Do you know what so-and-so did? Do you know what so-and-so said? Can you believe that? And then you go and post it on social media. And then you go and broadcast to the world, okay? Because I don't know who you guys' audience is. Some of you deal with local people. Some of you deal with people all over your community. Some people are on a national scale or whatever, but I know my audience is national. So what if I decided I'm going to go complain about every single thing that happened to me? I'm going to complain about that person that cut me off today. Do you know what that happened today? This person cut me off, and can you believe I'm going to go and complain about it? So that means I'm going to dedicate more energy to this. So I'm going to post it online. I remember one time a long time ago that I was so upset with somebody's services. They were building my website. I was so upset with somebody's services because they didn't give me what they promised to give me, and they kept delaying and pushing me off that I decided to blast them online and social media because I was so pissed. Okay, I was so pissed. I was like, oh, everybody is going to know how shitty you are. But then somebody who really loved me, okay, hopped in my DMs and was like, no, Jamie, this is not the way. You know, you are a business owner. You have a certain image to uphold. You do not need to be online arguing and fussing with people about some bad service that you received. Literally putting more and more energy into that bad thing. So if you want to know how to deal with toxic people, deal with yourself first. Okay? Get out of that toxic mode. Stop freaking consuming it. Like, some of you act like you really love it. You act like you really love it. You know, some of you are like, oh my gosh, it's so terrible in the world. It's so, oh, the news is so bad. Oh my gosh, everything is just gone to shit, but you still keep watching it. Like you're addicted to it. Like you just love it. Like you just must have it. You gotta have it. Like, you want to eat it up. Like, that is what the problem is that you keep consuming it. You keep consuming it. You know, you want to talk about it. You want to tell everybody about it. You want to tell everybody about your shitty day. You want to tell everybody about these toxic people. You want to be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe how some of y'all act. You want to blast it online. That is the problem, that you're giving it too much energy. That you're letting it take up too much of your precious time. That's what the problem is. You have not decided that you are in another place and that you are not going to look towards this thing. That is what you have decided, that you are going to give it the energy that it doesn't deserve. That's what you've decided. And you're going to continue to see it because you're in the vibration of it. Because now you're pissed off. Now you're mad that you had to sit through that. Now you're mad that you have to deal with that person. Now your whole day is ruined. Now the next time you're going to go over there, now the next time you're near that person, you're going to anticipate that same behavior, and you're going to be pissed off again. And you're going to be mad that why my husband want to take me there? Why my man want to take me there? Why my woman? Why my friend want to take me there all the time? Who's going to be there? You have to know that before you even go, because you have already decided that it's going to be messed up. But how about you make a different decision? Oh, Jamie, you're not mad that car cut you off? You ain't see her looking at you like that? No, absolutely not. No, I didn't. And fling my hair? No, I didn't. And put my glasses on? No, I didn't notice. You ain't see her talking about you online? No, you ain't see her dropping those subliminals? No, I sure didn't. Sure didn't. You ain't hear her say that about you? What's she gonna think? She shared your content. She probably took a screenshot. She probably was like, ooh, what she got on? I used to have people tell me all the time, oh, Jamie is so extra. She's so extra. You know why? Because I was the one getting the promotions. I was the one getting invited to speak to places. I was the one hanging out with the millionaire owners that wanted to come specifically talking to me about the property that they were owning. They were literally mad because I was being my best self. And I used to shrink because of that. I used to shrink, like, oh, let me be more like them. But now I don't even see those people in my reality. All I see is people rooting for me, because that is what I have decided to turn my attention to. Okay, so when I talk about turning the other cheek, I don't turn the other cheek so you can slap me. I turn the other cheek so I can ignore you, baby. And so I can look at these people over here who are bigging me up. That's what I'm turning my other cheek for. I'm turning my other cheek to be like, and you? And how you doing? Because I'm not even looking back over there. I'm not even looking at those people who don't praise me, who don't hold me to the highest esteem. I'm not even interested in what they have to say, what they think about me, what they think about what I'm doing, what they think about what I'm saying. I'm not even interested in these toxic people. I don't even know these toxic people. I don't even identify with them. They're not even a part of my world. Edit, control, or delete. I'm done. I don't even know you. And that is a one gift that I can say that I've been able to have by moving all around this country is to know that my identity can start over and over any day that I want it to. Okay. So when it comes to exes, ex boyfriends, ex friends, ex jobs, whatever it is, I can literally start over whenever I want to and turn to look away from those things that do not please me. And that is what you have to do if you want to get rid of those toxic people is freaking get rid of them. Feed them with a long handled spoon, or baby, don't feed them at all. Let them starve. Okay. Hey, sugar. I see you tuning in, girl. So, yeah, okay, let's move on to another question. How can I start incorporating self care routines into my daily life without feeling overwhelmed by eliminating some other bullshit that you're doing instead? Okay, you decided that you wanted to watch Hoarders tonight when you could have been watching Grow with Joe on YouTube and exercising your body or taking a bath instead. You decided that you were going to watch Netflix. You decided that you were going to watch Hulu instead of soaking your feet. Or instead of, that foot tub that's collecting dust in your closet, you decided that you were going to let it collect dust in your closet instead of getting it out, filling it with water, and plugging it in and sticking your feet inside. Okay. You decided that you were going to do something else instead. This is all about a decision. This is all about deciding that you are that next person, that you are thinking from that next person, that you are coming from the space of that person who has decided to dote on themselves, who has decided to participate in their self-care routines, who has decided that they're going to incorporate these things into their life by any means necessary. Me and my family like to say that all the time. We're a military family and we have moved a lot. We have gotten through a lot of things and we have accomplished a lot of things and overcome a lot of things. You know why? Because we're in the mindset of by any means necessary. We on that Malcolm X mode. By any means necessary, baby. I'm going to get what I need to get. That's what's going to happen. Somebody say by any means necessary. Okay. Hey, Cora. Good to see you, girl. By any means necessary. That's what you have to do. You have to decide, I am going to incorporate these self-care routines into my life. And that is going to be a non-negotiable. Okay, that's what I have decided to do. I have decided to take a bath today. I have decided to take a walk today. That's what I have decided to do instead of get on this phone call and listen to the gossip. Okay, instead of watch your favorite TV show. Okay, if you really need to watch a TV show that bad, go ahead and take the phone with you. Okay, if you really want to listen to your podcast that bad, go ahead and put your headphones on. Like, they have invented technology for you to be able to do multiple things at once. So just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and put your headphones on. Go ahead and do it. Okay, when I go on my walks in the morning, I have a little book bag with me. You know what's in my book bag? I have my phone with me. I have my headphones with me. Okay, I have my water with me. I take a water bottle, I tuck it in the back of my bag. I have my ID and everything with me. You know, I have my snack with me, and I have it, boom, it's on my back. So there's no excuse. Okay. As soon as I get to the park, I go ahead and use the bathroom. Oh, no excuse for me to cut this walk short because, I got to use the bathroom. So now I got to turn around and walk back. Oh, it must not be meant to be for me to walk for 2 miles because I have to use the bathroom. No, I've prepared myself. And guess what? Like today, I knew I was going live at 11:30. Okay. Usually I'm at my co-working space right now. Okay. Usually I'm not at this co-working space until 12:30 on Wednesdays because I'm going to do the lunchbox lift. But I decided, okay, I'm going to make sure that I go to bed on time. That's what I decided that I was going to do. I'm going to make sure that I practice my nighttime routine. Okay. And I'm going to go to bed on time, and I'm going to wake up at a certain time, and I'm going to journal at a certain time, that I'm going to get out the house by a certain time because I'm going to make it to the park by a certain time. So I can have my walk by a certain time so that I could get here by a certain time. That's what I decided to do. I didn't say, oh, I'm not going to walk today because I have to do that. No, I decided that watching Bridezilla on Hulu was less important, and that I was just going to go and I was going to go to bed. Yes, I've been watching Bridezilla. But I have to cut that off. I have to cut it off and say, this is what I have decided to do. And that's what you have to do. You have to decide what is most important to you and what things that you are going to eliminate. Just like I talked about the toxic relationships, you have to decide what you feel is the most important. Let's get to another question. What are some effective strategies to say no and set healthy boundaries without feeling guilty? Put yourself on a pedestal. Like I was saying before, know that you're important. Know that you're important enough to take a freaking drink of water at work and know that it's okay for you to get up and go to the bathroom. Start setting boundaries by setting boundaries. First thing I want you to do is start taking your lunch break. How about that? A lot of you don't take your lunch break. You sit there and you work through your lunch break and you're like, oh, I gotta make up for it somehow because I don't have enough time to finish this project or whatever it is. And I'm going to take my lunch break to do. I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to drink. I've decided that I'm going to sacrifice myself instead of blocking out my time or whatever it is, or instead of saying, hey, I'm not going to take these phone calls today, or I'm going to put my phone on do not disturb, or or using Chat GPT to help myself to make things easier for me. I have decided that I'm going to power through this. I have decided that things have to be hard for me. And I have decided that this other person that I'm saying yes to is hella more important than me. That's what I've decided. And some of you are like, oh, but it's my job. It's what put bills on the table. I want you to go back and read your job description and see if it was required that you work through lunch. Go ahead and do that. It's not in there. It's not in your job contract. It's not in there. It's not in there for you to overwork yourself. It's not in there. I promise you, it's not in there. So start saying no. Start believing that you are more important than that. Stop worrying about like what other people are going to think about you. And if it helps you, go to the worst case scenario. That's what I used to do all the time. What is the worst case scenario if I say no? Okay, if I say no to going to this event, or if I say no that I'm not going to take my child to this particular thing, if I tell my son, you need to get a ride because I'm not taking you today, do I feel like I'm not a good mother because of that? That's what some of us feel like. Let's address some of these feelings. Some of us feel like we're not a good mother, we're not a good spouse, we're not a good employee if we say no to something. And I used to be on that bandwagon before I decided to save myself. Okay, I used to say things like, well, I'm not going to say no unless I'm physically incapable of doing something. And that's how some of you are operating. You guys are operating in a servant mode. You guys are operating in a servant mindset. You guys have decided that everything else is more important than you, that everything else. Why are you treating yourself that way? Like if you were your friend, if you were your best friend, right? And you treated yourself the way, if your best friend was you and treated you the way you treat yourself, would you still consider that person to be your best friend? If that person deprived you from water, deprived you from food, called you fat in the mirror, said that your hair was dry, called you ashy, called you ugly, said that your lips were too big or your nose was too big or your ass was too fat or your stomach was too big to be wearing that, or girl, you look a mess looking like that. Why you gonna walk out the house looking like that with that big ass stomach, with those big old thighs? Oh, your hair look a mess. Oh my goodness, look at that nappy hair. Like, if your friend talked to you like that, if your friend was like, you must go to this event or I'm not going to love you anymore. I'm not going to love you anymore if you say no. Would you feel like that person was a good friend? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't at all. You wouldn't even want to be friends with that person anymore. Someone said, I'm striving for work life balance. How can I achieve this without sacrificing my goals? By making a decision. By making a decision that you're going to embody a certain person. A lot of people say like, oh, when I I'm gonna start looking good when I lose weight. I'm gonna start wearing this kind of clothes. I'm gonna look so good once I lose the weight. My refrigerator is gonna be nothing but healthy stuff. You're gonna see once I start. Wait till January 1st. That's when I'm gonna do. Stop waiting for the moment to be great. Stop waiting for something to happen before you decide to embody that person who you are. Decide that you are a person with work-life balance. Decide that you are going to cut it off at a certain time. That's how you get work-life balance without sacrificing your goals, without sacrificing. You cut it off at a certain time. You lock in. You lock in on your vision. You lock in on your mode. You decide that you are going to get this by any means necessary. That you have decided to be in this certain mode. That you have decided to have a work-life balance. That if you get off at 5, that's what time you're leaving. Okay, that you're going to put yourself, okay, if you need to get a certain amount of work done and it requires you to be off of your phone, then you're not going to be picking up that phone while you're supposed to be working. You're going to lock in so that you can leave at 5, so that you can take a sip of water. Okay, you remember how it used to be. I know if you're my age, you remember how it used to be in elementary, high school, college, or whatever it was, when we didn't used to have these phones as distractions and everything like that. Even when I was in college, like we had like 400 minutes a month. Okay, we were saying, hey, meet me at so and so place, and that was it. Okay, so remove yourself from these distractions that you're having. We used to have 50-minute sessions in college. Okay, so that was the lock-in mode, and you knew that you were going to get out after that. So lock in for that 50 minutes or that time that you have decided. Do you know, let me tell you this, y'all. Do you know that the average American only works 2.5 hours out of the day? Like if you have an 8-hour day at work, you're only productive for 2.5 hours. Let that sink in. So that literally means that you can get all your work that you need to get done in 2.5 hours. Okay? So why don't you decide to lock in? Why don't you decide to lock in that mode and say, I'm going to make, if it's going to be 2.5 hours that I'm going to give, I'm going to make this the most productive 2.5 hours. And then now, because I put a do not disturb on my door, because I did not allow my staff to come in and knock. And I say, hey, this hour is power hour. This is, when I do my own thing, because I set that boundary and I said, no, we cannot have an impromptu meeting at this time. Because I set that boundary, I was able to get everything that I was able to get done during that time frame. Okay. Because you set that boundary at home that you were going to work on this particular project, that's what you have decided to do. You have decided to become that person. When I personally decided that I was going to quit my job, when I decided that I wasn't going to be there anymore, I went into a different mindset. Nothing at that job bothered me. Nothing at that job. I'm telling you, if I would have had that mindset from the beginning, I would have been so much happier at work, because I would have been like, oh, I don't have to go the extra mile. I don't have to do, I can just get this. I can just get whatever done and be done with it. I can just do what is on my job description and keep it moving from there. Y'all, I'm ordering my lunch. I'm ordering my lunch right now because I have a 12:30 and I'm ordering my lunch. So if you are in Columbia, South Carolina, you need to come to 1501 Richland Street. It's on the corner of Richland and Bull, because we do have the lunchbox lift every Wednesday from 12:30 to 1:30. Okay, so I just ordered my food from DoorDash so I can be ready. You see how I took that moment to prepare myself? I already had that set up before I even came on camera. You know why? Because I wanted that for myself. I decided that I'm that person who deserves a meal. okay, and who deserves to take a moment on camera and to press that button. I already had my food set up. I already had it all set up because I decided that that's what I was going to do, that that's what I wanted to do. Okay, I think we got one more question. Can I provide some tips on managing stress and lightening the load when life gets too overwhelming? You have to decide that you are good enough. You have to decide that all of these things are less important and stop worrying about what other people are going to think of you. A lot of you are hell-bent on suffering because you want to look good in the eyes of somebody else, and just know you already look good in the eyes of your creator. Just know that you already look good. There's already people out there that love you and adore you for exactly who you are. And you don't have to take on that stress. You don't have to take on that load to be known as a good person, a good wife, a good mother, a good employee. You don't have to take on that burden of having so many things on your back. You don't have to have that description of yourself. You can decide to lock in on a different mode and be exactly who it is that you came here to be. You can embody something completely different. And then your stress looks different. This is what I'm talking about right now. This is the real self-care. This is the real self-love. This is the real bliss code. This is really what your life is all about, what it's supposed to be about, the space that you're supposed to be in, how you're supposed to be loving on yourself, the space that you're supposed to be coming from, how you're supposed to believe in yourself, how you're supposed to love yourself, how you're supposed to have confidence in yourself, how you're supposed to have a knowing in yourself that you are here, that everything that you desire has already been promised to you. It has already been decided that you as a human being deserve the greatest things in life. And you have to decide that you deserve that you deserve better than what you've been giving yourself, that you can take yourself out of victim mode. Because when you're in victim mode, you can get people to feel sorry for you. I used to deal with these people all the time that felt like, let me explain to you, let me fight tooth and nail to explain to you how badly I'm suffering. And they would fight tooth and nail to explain to me how badly they were suffering, how terrible their life was, how messed up their every single day was, how messed up their existence was. They wanted me to know. You know why? Because they wanted me to feel into their pain and wanted me to feel sorry for them. But once the person feels sorry for you, then what? Like, what is it that you are trying to gain? You have to decide, is what you seek sympathy, or is what you seek a better life, a better avenue, a better way of being, of embodying this behavior, of embodying this lifestyle, of knowing that you can do better than this, that you deserve this, that you can have your desires, that you can call it in without worrying about what people think about it, without self-sabotaging. Some people buy all this equipment. They buy all this equipment to start this business and everything. And then they never do it. They never get online. You know why? Because they're afraid of what people are going to think, of what people are going to say about them. And they wonder how the next person started to make their millions. They wonder how this person got in this place. They wonder. People ask me all the time, how did you quit your job? How did you retire at 40? How are you 40 years old and you look like you do? How did you get such an amazing son? How did you get such an amazing man that loves you, that treats you well, that puts you on a pedestal? Because I decided I was worth that. Because I decided to embody this character that I wanted to be. I knew that I wanted better for my life and for myself. And you have to know that. You have to do that too. You have to really lock in and hone in on this person that you have decided that you wanted to be, and that no other option is an option. No other option is an option. You have to decide that. And there are people out there that are willing to help you with that. One of them, me. I have dedicated myself to bringing other people on the other side. You know why? Because I need friends. I need friends on the other side. I need people that's lifted high to be on the other side. That's who I want to spend my time with, because I'm not spending time with people who complain, who are lowly, who are woe is me, who don't get what they want out of life. I need some friends on this side. This is all I want to hang out. This is all I want to see is my reality, is people leveling up, doing well, doing amazing things in their life. Okay, so I do offer coaching services. If you are interested in me helping you out, me helping you come to this other side, then you can contact me on my website, theblisscode.net. You can contact me by email, support@theblisscode.net, and decide that it is time that you're going to do something completely different with your life. If you've decided that you're going to do something completely different with your life, then it's time for you to get it by any means necessary and stop making excuses as to why you don't have it and start freaking having it. For those of you who are local to Columbia, South Carolina, or want to travel to Columbia, South Carolina on Wednesday, August 23rd at 6 p.m., I'm having an event. A lot of you have been asking me to have an event live. I'm having an event. It's called Manifest. We are going to physically bring our dreams into reality with our creativity. This is something that you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to be on the sidelines. You don't want to be the one saying that you wish you would have gone. You don't want to hear about other people saying how good of a time that they had, how their life changed, how things started shifting in their reality, how they were able to call in a new job or a new man or whatever this is that they want. Do not be the person to miss out. Okay, so that event is going to be held right here at this co-working space, FemX, and that's located at 1501 Richland Street. You need to put it on your calendar. You need to go and buy tickets at theblisscode.net. Do not be left out of this. Tickets are limited. Spaces are limited. Okay, there's only enough room for a few. So get the tickets while there's still, I hope there is some left by the time you're watching this. You can go and see. Okay, so go ahead and scroll. When you get to the website, scroll down to the event section and go ahead and click on that and buy your ticket, because you do not want to be left out. You don't want to be left out. Okay, the event is called Manifest, a magical micro retreat, and I am building it exactly for you, exactly who I was talking to today, so that you can embody this change and this shift in your life, and so that you can come on over here to the other side, so that you can command more money into your life, the spouse that you want in your life, the vitality that you want in your life, the youth that you want in your life, the fitness level that you want in your life, whatever it is that you want to manifest in your life, whatever it is that you want to call in, whatever bliss looks like to you, this is an event that you don't want to miss. If you are local, you do not want to miss this event. The power that you're going to have by experiencing this in person, it's just, you cannot put your hands on it. You cannot understand the transformative power of doing something like this, of understanding, of coming from the place that I came through and me helping, guiding you through this place that you need to get to. So I hope that, matter of fact, I know that I answered your questions. I answered them in the way that you needed to hear them, the way that you need to understand them. I know I stepped on some people's toes, but this is what you needed to hear to come through to the other side. This is the way that you're going to get exactly what you desire out of life in every single category that you have decided to change your life in. This is the way. This is the Bliss Code. This is how you do it. If you need my help, reach out to me. You know how to find me, theblisscode.net, with or without the blisscode.net. You can find me. You can book my services. You can book my vision-infused artwork. Okay, I have vision-infused artwork. Stop with those janky cutout magazine cutouts. You're never going to hang them up. Get yourself a nice piece of artwork that you're actually going to use. Hello, your eyes. That's why when somebody buys a car, you realize you start to see that same car over and over again. Why? It's because that's what your brain has decided to focus on. It says, oh, I've seen that car before. Let me find the pattern again. This is the way that your brain works. Okay, so this is how you need to see things. This is how you need to start discovering the world, through your eyes, through your actions, and through your belief systems about who you are and what you deserve. Period. End of